this is Rue. I'm here to bring the truth to you, and this is the Plutonian Prisoners Podcast. Now, I've been solicited from a great friend for what I know about dreams and dreaming, which is a great honor because I actually have done quite a bit of extensive dream work and thinking on this subject. Also, I've done some research, and obviously, the craziest part is that my sun sign is Pisces, which the rulership of is Neptune, which rules over dreams, illusion, unconsciousness, and I actually have a few things to say about this subject. So, what's up, Steven? You were the one who actually asked this question. Welcome. Why did you ask the question then? What was your question in general? Or specifically, either way? Did you have a crazy dream then, or what?
That's why I just go straight to bed.
What's up, Keith? Welcome.
Dude, your cat squall? Yeah, I think you should get rid of it because today it attacked me.
Well, anyways, I didn't know if you were gonna say what your question was or not, but I'll just speak a little bit about what I know about dreams. Everyone's dreams are unique, so your dreams aren't going to be like anyone else's dreams, and everybody has their own symbols in dreams. So basically, what a fish means to you might mean something different to me. So uh, basically, what I would say, okay, here we go, thanks. Okay, that's great. So, actually, really appreciate you asking then. So, I've never had a reoccurring dream, and like I said, everyone's dreams are their own. Um, and I've actually studied my own dreams and their symbols in your dream. So, um, some of them are very profound, and some of them don't mean anything. Uh, but it's all about symbols and the study of symbols and symbology. And if you really get into what governs this world, it's signs and symbols, and that's even coming from Confucius, which is you know who Confucius is. He's one of the oldest Chinese philosophers there ever was. Uh, anyways, uh, it depends on what it is. So what I was saying is that everyone has their own symbols. So what a sword to you would mean something different to me. So you have to um, I would start taking a dream journal if I were you, and then you can kind of ask yourself, okay, what is this trying to tell me? And really, what I would say is a dream is something your subconscious is trying to tell you, and it's a science can't really explain it, and I don't think anybody really can explain dreams, or it's hard to say if anybody really knows what dreams are, but like I said, the craziest thing is that in astrology, my sign, Pisces, is actually ruled by Neptune, who is the ruler of um, dreams and dreaming, but also Neptune has a lot to do with inspirations and illusions and know what else is crazy is like you escape through your daydreams, and a lot of this shit gets like regurgitated into your subconscious. If you're not like consciously processing shit, then it gets forced down into your subconscious. And the craziest thing is that what's really happening right now in this whole pandemic, pandemos, it means all spirits. And I believe that the veil between the unconscious and the subconscious and the conscious mind has been removed, and that people are just now starting to understand um, what reality really is. And it's a crazy thing to be in this apocalypse or revelation, if you will. It's it's so crazy, man. It's like everyone wants to go to the fifth dimension and transcend and be angels and love and light and all this, but they forget, like, yeah, we are down here in the third dimension, and we have to do some work here. It's all about the great work, and the era of Aquarius, I believe, is to create like the perfect man, and that's what astrology is. It's just a tool. You know, it's not everything, but it's helped me understand reality, and it's something that I've always been passionate about. But um, I could honestly go over it with you uh, if you don't want to make it public, because I understand if you wanted to explain what happened in it, I'd be open. But that's up to you. I'll give you my best interpretation. But again, it's only for you. Your subconscious is speaking out to you, especially if you're having a reoccurring dream, which is that's amazing, dude. I'm kind of jealous, honestly. But and a lot of what dreams have to do is shadow work. It's like we have to go face our fears, go within, go to places that we've never been before, and really that's every day, honestly. But dreams, I think, have a lot to do with loss of control, because you can't control yourself in a dream unless you've awakened your consciousness to a degree that you can actually lucid dream, where you could actually wake up inside your dream and explore your dream, which is possible. I've done that. Is a lot of times when we're dreaming, we experience flying, and that's pretty incredible. I was thinking of what a good dream would be, and it's very hard to actually uh, for me, you know, to remember pleasant dreams. But one of my most pleasant dreams was and is, and multiple times where I've flown, and sometimes, and I like to gain control of my flying abilities in my dreams. So to be able to lucid dream and fly in your dreams is something that I think is possible, because I've tried it before. But um, I also want to say death. You know, we experience death in our dreams and fear in our dreams, and it's a crazy thing. Thank you. You're sharing some more. Let me see what he has to say here. There's always something different. Oh man, and I always wake up right before I die. Wow, dude, that is intense, brother. I'm just gonna read this out loud, just because if it's okay. But he says, the dream is almost the same every time, but there's always something different. I'm always either at my house or a home I have never been to, with a bunch of rooms, but there's always an attacker of some sort after me or my family. I always go for a firearm, but one of the two things happen: either a firearm doesn't fire, or I can't get to the weapon, for example, it's somehow in the safe and I can't figure out how to open it. I always wake up right before I die. That is an interesting dream. So my interpretation of that dream is that, first off, intuitively, it's just, I feel like there could be something that is happening, but you have no control over it. And it's just, that's all I can say. It's just plain and simple. It's just, you want to be able to protect your family, but you can't. You're impotent. You don't have the ability to protect yourself or your family, and it's your home. Your home is under attack. I mean, I'm just gonna call it for what it is, man. It's like it's crazy, but this is pretty interesting. Discharge continue, communicate the bank job, other government. Whoa, so it looks like some crazy dude just entered in here and started spamming, so I'm gonna have to ban this dude. That's crazy. Wow. Sorry, guys. I've never seen that happen before. It must be a demon. Honestly, I believe in demons now, and for that shit to happen, uh, can I get a bank job or other government job? Why was that dude spamming? That is so weird. Oh man. Anyways, that's crazy. Um, totally threw me off track here, but that's my interpretation of your dream. Um, and a few other things I like to say about dreams is I feel like reality is a collective dream, as it is a collective consciousness, and we are all experiencing reality subjectively, but together in unity. That's best I got. Sorry. Um, and yeah, so Neptune is this is gonna be your 12th house. Oh fuck, man, fucking. This is so Steven, your 12th house. Um, you're probably having, if anything, I could say there might be something transiting your 12th house, or you might have some planets in your 12th house, or like again an aspect to your 12th house, or an aspect to a natal planet in your 12th house. My moon is in my 12th house, which is conjunct my ascendant, and which is also conjunct my Pluto, which is like the god of death and the mother spirit kind of. These planets are angels, in my opinion, according to like astrotheology and the heavenly spheres, the angels, Kabbalah. It's all connected. It's called syncretism. I guess that's what they call it nowadays. I was doing this shit before they made a name for it, but um, again, Neptune, or Posidon, the god of the seas and earthquake, and the son of Saturn, Uranus, descendant of these Greek legends are amazing. These Roman legends are amazing. I think one of the problems with our culture is that we've lost touch with our myths and legends, and there isn't a rite of passage for young men. So it's tough, and I feel like we're traumatized here in the West when they circumcise us as babies. That's what I believe. It's pretty fucked up to mutilate genitals of an infant boy. I don't know how or why that's a cultural practice here in the West, but again, just asking the question. And I'd also like to speak really quickly on just like some of the planetary influences that are happening right now, which are pretty amazing because there is a perfect conjunction between Jupiter and Mercury in 17 degrees, which is in a perfect alignment with my sun sign. It's it's making a perfect aspect, and it's funny because um, Mercury is an agitator, or no, Aquarius is an agitator to Pisces. They're right next to each other, so it's like they they work with each other, you know. And it's funny because my boss is an Aquarius and I'm a Pisces, and we agitate the shit out of each other. I know it, but I mean it's all in good fun because you know you got to learn somehow, right? um, and really, what that Jupiter conjunct Mercury means is just a boost of information. You know, you're getting a huge download. I'm getting a huge download. Uh, what Jupiter represents is like philosophy, higher education, higher learning, and expansion, right? And uh, Mercury is the planet of siblings, information, technology, trade, exchanges, and interestingly enough, Mercury was the only god that could travel from heaven to earth down to hell. So, Mercury has mobility, and it is the fastest planet in the solar system. Ugh, can't say that. It's not a solar system. It's not. It's not a solar system. It is a cosmic clock, and it is the angels telling us what time it is. Basically, if you pay attention to it, they're here to assist us. Now, another big one is this Uranus squaring Jupiter in 8 degrees, which is also a significant aspect for my natal chart. But the big deal here is that Uranus represents radical change, and it's the modern ruler of Aquarius. And this rebelliousness is also what Uranus represents. It's a shocking, upsetting energy. It's like a thunderstorm, or a car wreck, or you know, something that'll totally fuck you up. And Saturn represents time and constriction. So it's like we have these two gods or angels squaring up with each other in the universe, in the cosmic clock, in the sky. And these two are game changers, right? These are some of the most powerful angels in Sephiroth in the Tree of Life. They are up there, way up there. Literally, I believe Uranus is the firmament, which is a dome that's made out of diamonds, and it keeps us all safe. It's a biosphere, and it's what we live in. Everything inside of it is alive. And what Saturn represents is the last visible planete that we have. And basically, if you were to think about the planets as a cosmic clock, Saturn would be the biggest hand on the clock. And it takes, you know, if this is Saturn going around like a clock, right? It takes 29 and a half years to go around. And it tells you what time it is in the universe. We are just now starting to figure that out. And they've been keeping this information. And they, when I say they, it's just these Sabbath worshippers, these priests, these black occultists, if you will. Just these ones that are anti-divine, and they have no heart, and they're probably demon possessed, honestly. They worship Saturn, which is the black sun. And this is what our culture is ruled by. It's Saturnalia all over again. It's what was in Rome before Rome fell. It was the degeneracy, it was the debauchery, it was this licentiousness, the lack of morals, the lack of integrity. It's what happens when a society starts to collapse, and society is just a notion that keeps us all enslaved to what we think is good for the greater good, which is not relevant in the 21st century because we can survive on our own. We This is not a dog eat dog world anymore. There's enough resources for all of us. It's just the people are trained that there's not enough because the greedy ones on top, those ones, they want to keep it all for themselves. And that's how they to train us that there's lack because they want it all. Anyways, it's pretty simple, but they do worship that Saturn, and they've kept the information from us, and not anymore. Anyways, and one more thing going on right now. We have Gemini, 0 degrees, Mars. Now, what does this mean? Interestingly enough, I looked into it a little bit. Let's just talk about Mars. What is Mars? Mars is masculine energy. Mars is the god of war, and he rules over aggression. But there's another way to look at it. Mars is the planet that dictates motion and movement. So you don't do anything without Mars. Mars is what motivates you. Mars is your desire, which also Mars rules over sex. Mars is a carnal sex, a an animal type sex. It could be. It could be. It's just like most dudes. They say, "Well, fuck anything," but I don't fall into that category. Thank God. Um, Now, Gemini is an interesting sign, and uh, it represents dualism. It represents the twins. Um, Gemini represents the higher self and the lower self. So, interestingly enough, when we have a planet of war moving into the sign of the higher self and the lower self, well, it's simple for me to say. There's a war going on between the higher self and the lower self, and that's always with me, because again, my sign Pisces, the two fish, one fish represents the soul and one fish represents the ego. And that's kind of what Gemini is too, the higher self and the lower self, the ego and the soul. But there's multiple different layers to everything. But let me tell you what there's a symbol for it. The first decan of Gemini, and what a decan is it's just a little segment of the zodiac. You break down a circle into 12 pieces of a pie, and you get 30 degrees each. And then if you divide that 30 degrees by 3, you get 10 degrees each, and that's how you get your decans. And this is how the ancient astrologers, started categorizing the influences, because they said that there was a particular god or demon that ruled over this part of the sky. And interestingly enough, I have a $2,000 book here that's no longer in print that talks all about each of these gods or demons that rules over each one of these parts of the sky. And crazy, 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 crazy. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. Maybe you will. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's into this shit like I am, but just wait for it. I'll show you the picture. It's profound. It really is. I think it is. Look. It's the garden. It's the apple in the garden with the snake and everything. And the 5 points right there represents Venus, and that right there represents the yoni, the vagina, and then you got a little face over there. I don't know if you can see this, but it's pretty interesting. I'm recording this on my camera here too. If you have any questions, shoot it, man. Just shoot it. But it's the apple of Eden, and it's actually has a tarot card associated with it. I don't see it up there. Oh, there it is. It's the Eight of Swords. And the general image for Eight of Swords is, I think, sleep. I think I remember it's either 8 or 9 is sleep, but yeah, it's very interesting because they talk about coding in here in consciousness. But I'll read this really quick just for everyone, so you can hear what this guy says about Mars in this decan, because that's where this kind of pertains to. This would kind of pertain to like a natal chart influence, probably. I don't know, but it should be fun to listen to anyways. Mars and Gemini 1. Those born with Mars in the first decan of Gemini will have energetic but impatient minds. The focus of this position on the practical application of knowledge, the power of words and ideas to accomplish the will. It is also an argumentative position, especially if other natal factors concur. Many of these natives have an excess of mental energy, which may overstress the nervous system and predispose them to personality disorders. A touch of arrogance is not uncommon for those with Mars here. Can be tempted to believe that they have an innate mental superiority to others. These natives benefit from cultivating the virtue of patience. In this phase of Gemini, Mars provides a volatile, unsustainable energy, which is of little use for benefic purposes. And then he talks about a talisman here that you can make. And yeah, it's basically just tells you can make a little trinket to protect you, and this tells you about like how you can make wards to ward off bad energy, bad spirits, whatever. But it's very profound. Also, the craziest thing is that it's basically a full moon almost. It's a waning gibbous, but still the oh, that's what it is. So the moon is actually in Sagittarius right now. So it's funny. We have an opposition to the 0 degrees Mars right now, which is crazy. And that's why I'm dropping bombs right now, because everything's working in my favor right now, and the universe is conspiring with me. I already know it. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've manifested shit in my life. So it's time to manifest some more. And this is my destiny, to speak my truth on my show, in my reality, on my platform. And I'm never going to be stopped, because I already know this is the best podcast in the entire world, because I have the best idea. It's like, I don't think anybody ever made a podcast to try and wake people up. They've probably made them to make money, or to entertain, or to put people asleep. I know other people are trying to wake people up too. Maybe they made those podcasts for that reason. Anyways, I'm gonna just do my best, and I'm just like the rest of you guys. I have to work. I have a 9 to 5er, and turning 33 here in a few days. Entering into my Jesus year, and I'm doing this on my off time, because I'm not going to sit by and watch TV and be passive and content and entertained. I have a mission to do in life, and I'm feeling the call more now than ever. So this is my monologue or diatribe about general things like astrology and dreams and the zodiac and whatever I want to talk about. And a lot of the times I like talk about the things that people don't like to talk about, like the problems that we face collectively that nobody is actually speaking on or about, or they're waiting for someone to come rescue them, or they're brainwashed into believing someone actually is going to save them or change something for them. So that's my goal, is to not shill anyone. I don't need to shill the truth. The truth is the truth. So I it's self-evident at this point. We live in the age of information. If you can't find this video or find the information that you need, it sucks to be you. Anyways, Keith, thanks for listening. Or Steven, I don't know who's on there or what. I'm just recording on my laptop and I'm recording live. So, anyways, this is a blessing from the future, a blessing from the past, and a blessing from the present. So may all beings be blessed.